Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's second video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next week to 10 days for today's second video. That will take us to around the 5th of May, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles running to around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video next 4 weeks, which takes into the second half of May. The weekend forecast has been released. It's going to be a week of change. We've got big changes coming up. In the weekend, low pressure will be taking over from high pressure, and of course we'll talk about this in today's video update as well. Tonight we're going to have a look at the bank holiday that's coming up on Friday the 8th of May. So we haven't got a bank holiday Monday this year for the start of May. We've got a bank holiday Friday. It was going to be a day that would have countrywide celebrations and commemorations for the 75th anniversary of the VE Day. But unfortunately, most of those have been cancelled due to coronavirus. But we will still have a bank holiday Friday, and so I'll bring you up to date with that, the weather that we're expecting with that for today's third video update. Now, before I do anything else, I want to dedicate this video to a long-term viewer of Gaz Weather's Alexandra. So I first became aware of Alexandra a few weeks ago when her partner James emailed me to tell me how much he and Alexandra were enjoying the videos at the moment whilst we're all in isolation and in lockdown. Alexandra was going through a battle with ovarian cancer, and they was in isolation due to the coronavirus, of course, and the fact that Alexandra was in a very vulnerable position due to her cancer. And they just emailed to tell me how much they were enjoying the videos, having to give them something else to think about and a sense of normality. I heard from James yesterday that unfortunately Alexandra passed away. So unfortunately Alexandra has died, and I wanted to start this video just saying to James that we are all thinking of you, James, within the Gaz Weathers community, and I just want to dedicate this video to the memory of Alexandra, and to tell James that we're all thinking about him. James wanted me to show you this website. So this is Target Ovarian Cancer. Target Ovarian Cancer are raising awareness, are raising money and giving help and support to people with ovarian cancer. They're raising awareness and money for ovarian cancer as well. So I was shocked about the statistics about ovarian cancer. So 4,100 women die from ovarian cancer every year. That's 11 women a day are dying from ovarian cancer. I'm going to leave the link to Target Ovarian Cancer with the video in the description at YouTube. So if you would like to come to this page and have a look at it, or this website, have a look at it, maybe give them a donation if you can afford to. That would be absolutely great if you can do that. But they are raising awareness about this cancer because generally thought of to be something that affects older people, but actually very young people, very young women can get ovarian cancer. And unfortunately Alexandra was only 32 years old when she passed away. So and I think her cancer had been late being diagnosed because of how young she was. So it is very much the case that awareness needs to be raised about this cancer, even within the medical profession. Sometimes ovarian cancer is unfortunately going undiagnosed in younger people. So if you can have a look at this website, if you would like to do that, that would be absolutely great. Target Ovarian Cancer. And again, I just want to dedicate this video to Alexandra. I want to tell James that within the Gaz Weathers community, we are all thinking about him at this time. And I just want to say rest in peace, Alexandra, and tell James that we're all thinking of you at this time. Right, let's move on with the video, and we're going to start off with the centering of temperature. So this is how the CET is currently looking. Provisional up to yesterday, 24th of April. We're standing at 10.9, which is an anomaly of 3.2 degrees above average. So it has been a very significantly warmer than average April, to say the least. And I think we're going to keep it at that level for the next couple of days. But then after that, we'll probably see this sliding away as we go through next week. So I think we're going to keep it above 10 degrees. I would anticipate we'll finish up somewhere. At the very latest, I would think we'll get to 10.0. But I don't think we'll go that low, actually. I would suspect around 10.5. Like somewhere either side of 10.5 is probably where we'll finish up with the CET for this April. So it's going to be a significantly hotter than average April, definitely. One of the hottest on record, not the hottest, but of course is 2011, which had a CET of 11.8. So we're going to be a long way short, actually, of the warmest April on record. But it is a very significantly warmer than average month. It'll be right up there with some of the warmest Aprils that we've had. But it is all change in the week ahead. So these are the 500 millibar high anomaly flow charts from the Penn State University for the next week, 10 days, which will take us to around the 5th of April. We've got the ECMWF on the top, and the GFS is on the bottom. So 500 millibars is an area in absolute high pressure and low pressure are being moved around by the jet stream running above. Red extrapolates high pressure blue to low pressure. And you can see that the ECM in this 7 to 10 day time frame is unsettled. Low pressure is out to the west of us. We're bringing the winds from a west to southwesterly direction. So it is a very significant change on what we've had over the past few days and weeks. Low pressure replacing high pressure. And it does look really quite unsettled here. The GFS is very similar. Again, low pressure is to our west. We're bringing in the winds from off the Atlantic. So it looks really unsettled in the week ahead up to the 10-day time frame, which gets us to the 5th of April. Showers or longer spells of rain can be expected. There is going to be some warmth pushing out to southern Europe, and we're just going to be on the periphery of that warmth. We're just going to be on the periphery of it. But a slight adjustment could start to bring that in to the UK. We talked about this in yesterday's video update, the chance of a Spanish bloom. And I think that's going to mainly affect France and Germany. But it's not totally out of question. But sometime around 3rd or 5th of May, we might bring up some warmth from southern Europe. But if we do, I think it'll very quickly break down into showers and thunderstorms probably. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. Looking at Brentwood today, so the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Brentwood. We're starting off above average at the moment, still got a little bit longer to go with these warm temperatures, but really from around now onwards, they're going to start to slide away, becoming cooler into the early part of next week. And then by the middle of next week and second half of next week, we're actually going below average. Beyond that, as we move to around the 3rd to the 5th of May, this period just here, we may well find that the temperatures pick up a bit. If they do, it'll be volatile. Some of these ensemble members are going for a Spanish bloom still. I think these ones just here. I think the GFS ensembles have backed away from that a little bit, but certainly an increase in temperature is possible sometime around the 4th, 5th of May, before they again probably start to slide back again. And overall, I have to say, it does look as though the first sort of 10 days of May are shaping up to be relatively coolish, although there might be a warm interval in there around the 4th, 5th of May, something like that. Precipitation-wise, becoming more unsettled, so fair amount of dry weather for the next couple of days in Brentwood, but from the early part of next week onwards, rain is coming back, so it's a case of showers or longer spells of rain. There'll be showers breaking out across parts of, this is Brentwood, so it's in Essex. There's parts of the country are going to have showers breaking out as early as tomorrow, but in the southeast it'll probably be around Tuesday when this rain gets going. But the trend is definitely towards unsettled weather with showers or longer spells of rain as we move through the opening days of May. And so, yes, big changes coming up. Temperature anomalies from the 25th of April to the 3rd of May, overall a little bit below average. Precipitation anomalies from the 25th of April to 3rd of May, overall a little bit wetter than average, so cooler than it's been quite significantly so. Wetter than it's been, again, quite significantly so. This is a very significant change to the weather pattern that's coming up. That's how the GFS is looking for Tuesday. So this will come by weekend forecast, of course, but the general idea is that by Tuesday we're all going unsettled. We could have a bout of rain across the south as well. Wednesday we start with low pressure in off the Atlantic. That brings a wet spell through the middle part of next week, and more low pressure is driving in from the Atlantic through the end of the week and into next weekend as well. This gets us up to Sunday the 3rd of May, so a week tomorrow. Low pressure out to the northwest. We have got this ridge building across central parts of Europe just here. That's trying to pump up some heat from southern Europe, but we're just on the edge of that. Look at the upper air temperatures, we can see that the warmth is pushing from the Med through France into southern Germany, not quite reaching the UK. That's Monday, again, same situation. Warmth is pushing north out of the Med across France and Germany. It's a bit of Spanish plume going on there. We're too close to low pressure to allow that in, so we're just on the periphery of it. Again, there's your upper air temperatures. You can see that the warmth is really through France and Germany. Would only take a slight adjustment, though, to start to allow that heat to get in towards the southeast country. If it did get in, though, because low pressure overall is driving the pattern, I think there would undoubtedly be heavy showers and thunderstorms, and certainly any warmth wouldn't last more than a day or so before it was swept away by a thundery breakdown. By day 10, we're all into this rather showery and quite cool northwesterly, into the more extended range. Then high pressure begins to get back involved again. So this is Friday the 7th of May, beginning to build the ridge up from the southwest. That's starting to turn drier and potentially a little bit warmer as well. Saturday the 9th of May, we're back under high pressure once again. So the suggestion is still there, but despite the unsettled opening today, it probably won't, or it may not last all that long, and we could get back to some higher pressure again by the 2nd week of May. That's how we look as we end this GFS run to Monday the 11th of May. Overall, still quite close to high pressure, though there is a bit of a trough bringing some showers down to the south and southeast. But GEM looks like this. So it's low pressure across England and Wales on Tuesday. Could give a wet spell across England and Wales. And then as we go through into Wednesday, low pressure starts to drive in from off the Atlantic. That starts to bring further bouts of rain in from the west. Stays unsettled through to the second half of next week and next weekend too. We eventually finish up with this pattern of low pressure being out to our west. Some higher pressure is building to our south and southeast. And we are very close now, now at day 10, Tuesday the 5th of May, to be starting to import some real warmth in from the southeast. There's the upper air temperature showing just on the edges of that heat that is pushing northwards across France. So we're closer to the Spanish plume with the GEM at day 10. Still just on the edge of it, still just on the periphery of it, but we are closer. Again, if that heat gets in, watch out, because this low pressure down here will blow up, and it will eventually, very quickly actually, probably go into big showers and thunderstorms. That is quite a big temperature contrast as well, by the way. Got the 15 Celsius isotherm there. 10 Celsius isotherm is there, 5 Celsius isotherm is there. That's a big temperature contrast. That is likely to fuel low pressure and spells of rain, maybe thunder too. The ECM is looking like this. So again, it's unsettled on Tuesday with low pressure bringing spells of rain, and more rain comes in from the Atlantic through the middle part of next week as well. Moving up towards day 10, again everything starts to shift round to the south a little bit, but low pressure overall is still the main driver coming in from off the Atlantic. There's the upper air temperatures in just under 10 days time. It's Monday the 4th of May. Again, you see how the heat has pushed out of North Africa, really, and the Mediterranean. It's pushed northwards through France into Germany, just about making it to the Low Countries. We're on the very periphery of it. But again, it is a big temperature contrast, and that's what's fueling this low pressure just here. That's a significant area of low pressure that probably just brings us quite a lot of rain and no particularly warm temperatures. And as we get through to day 10, that's how we look unsettled. This is the precipitation type forecast based on that ECM run from tameteo.com. So today, lots of dry weather coming up, of course. There's no problems with precipitation today. Could be 1 or 2 showers around Wales and South West England, but those places will be dry. Into tomorrow, more and more showers breaking out, particularly through parts of Wales and Midlands up towards northern England as well. 1 or 2 of those could be quite heavy. That could form a band of more general showery rain, actually, through Sunday night into Monday. And then on Tuesday, here comes the wet weather piling up from France. This is covering all of England and Wales with wet weather on Tuesday. But other marks have this more through the Midlands, South East England. But anyway, it does look as though Tuesday could turn really quite wet. That gets out of the way, and then low pressure brings rain in off the Atlantic this time on Wednesday. And then we have further bouts of rain coming and going, really, as we move through the rest of the forecast period. Not continuous rain, there will be dry interludes too, but quite a bit of rain or showers coming and going. And eventually, by the time you get through to around the 3rd, 4th of May, we're turning very wet. That's as you have that big temperature contrast. Remember, there's heat surging northwards from southern Europe across France and Germany. We're under this low pressure and cool areas on the northern and western side of that low pressure. So if you think what's going on there, you've got warm southerly winds to the east of below. You've got cool northwesterly winds to the north and west of below. And that temperature contrast is what fuels the low pressure. So all of that rain that we see there is being fueled by the temperature contrast. And it does look quite significant rain as well. As we get to day 10, then we're still unsettled with further showers, if not longer spells of rain. This is the option that's on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10, which gets us to the 5th of May. We have 51 out of 51, 100% of the members of the ECM ensembles that look unsettled. Low pressure is to our west-southwest. Winds are up from the southwesterly direction, so it's not cold, but it's certainly unsettled. Low pressure is in the ascendancy. These options that we've got in 2 weeks' time, this gets us to the 10th of May. We have 20 members of the ECM ensembles that have low pressure over the country, so they're still unsettled, and blocking up towards Greenland, so they're cool and unsettled. However, 17 have us back under high pressure. They're bringing the high pressure back as we get into the 2nd week of May. And then we have 14 here, but are somewhere in between. They've got high pressure to the north and to the west. Here, probably some sort of shallow trough of low pressure. So it's not out of the question that we could bring high pressure back relatively quickly by the time we end the 1st week of May and begin the 2nd week of May. Finally, with CFSV2, so these are 500 millibar heights broken down into weekly periods. The first weekly period will take us from the 25th of April to the 1st of May. The coming week is unsettled, with below average heights covering much of northern Europe. A bit of blocking as well to our north. So, yes, showers, long spells of rain. Temperatures taking a tumble. It is a case of all change in the week ahead. Week 2 is the 2nd to the 8th of May, with above average heights to the northeast, below average heights to west-southwest. Still unsettled, really, but perhaps a bit warmer. Winds are more from a southerly direction, but that low pressure is anchored to the southwest of Ireland, probably throwing up more bands of rain. Week 3 looks very unsettled. This is the 9th to the 15th of May, a trough of low pressure extending in from northern Europe, across covering much of western Europe. That just looks cool and unsettled there as we go up to the middle of May. And then week 4 takes us from the 16th to the 22nd of May, with low pressure to the north, albeit weaker, but probably I would have thought even then still a little bit on the unsettled side. So it really does look as though this May is going to be very different to April, which has of course been a very dry and warm month, but it looks like it's all change as we get through to May, and we'll have to wait and see how long this unsettled weather is going to go on for. Right, that's it for your main bee update for today. We'll be back later on, as I say, having a look at the possible weather for the early spring bank holiday. I'm not sure whether it's early spring bank holiday, May Day bank holiday, VE Day bank holiday. It's going to be on Friday the 8th of May. It's to mark and commemorate the 75th anniversary of the VE Day, But again, a lot of the celebrations, a lot of the commemorations and events that would have been taking place have, I'm afraid, had to be cancelled due to the coronavirus. But we've still got the bank holiday itself, so we'll be looking at that in today's third video update. Don't forget to check out Weekend Forecast if you haven't yet done so. And please check out that website that we started with, Target Ovarian Cancer. They're doing fantastic work in raising awareness about ovarian cancer, and have a look at that if you'd like to do so. The link is in the description with the video at YouTube. Right, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.